Hello, welcome back to the Off Grid family. Today my wife came back from visiting the grave of a family member, and they'd bought this ornament, this solar ornament, and as I'm sure you know, solar ornaments of any kind, solar lights, just break. And she brought it back and she was a bit disappointed that it had broken so quickly and wondered if I could fix it. Now, I'm not sure if I can fix it, but I'm just going to do a video of the potential fixing, because a lot of times it's loose connections or a bit of rust or whatever, and I just thought I'd show you that whenever something breaks, as long as it's not going to be dangerous to you, for example, don't ever mess with live wires and actual main circuitry, but things like this, it's a couple of AA batteries or one AA battery sometimes, or even the button cell batteries, they're fine to take apart and have a look at. So I'm just going to take it apart, have a look, see what could be wrong, and hopefully fix it so that it can go back to the grave and have a little bit more life there. But with any solar stuff like this, they just don't last long. My wife bought loads for the garden and it looked beautiful for about 6 months at maximum before 20-30% of them had all died. I will bring them all in, I'll do a whole video on fixing all of them, but it's a lot of work to find where it's normally rust. It's normally something's rusted solid, and it's normally the terminals at the battery, to be honest. But I'll do a whole video on that anyway. But before I get on, I'd just like to thank my patrons, David, Darren and Joseph. You guys are amazing. I really appreciate everything you've done, and you've just kept this channel going. I am so happy that I've been able to add more to the Patreon only stuff, and I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. If you'd like to join them, becoming a Patreon and joining us on the WhatsApp only Patreon group and so on, then just pop down in the description and follow the links. Anyway, let's get on. Okay, my wife and her mum went to her nan's grave, and this is on there but not working, so let's see if we can get it working, shall we? All the screws are quite rusted, but we'll see if we can get in with my new little trusty set of mechanical screwdriver. You see how much rust is in there? I think you'll find that's probably the problem. Let's have a look. First thing, let's just check the voltage of the battery. Yep, that's still charged, so yeah, it's going to be that it's all the wires are corroded and rusted and so on. Let's see what we can do about that. I'm just going to do a few continuity checks quickly. Yeah, right. So we're going to have to clean this contact as best we can. And I'm going to use rust's worst enemy, acetic acid, which is just vinegar. And I'm going to spend a little bit of time cleaning this. All you need is a little bit of vinegar on an earbud, cotton bud, whatever you call them. And then we're going to clean in here. And we're going to hope that the acetic acid, the vinegar, will just clean off as much of it as we can. There are ways of getting around cleaning this. We could take this whole bit out and we could actually put a new one in if I had one, or we could use other, connective materials. But I don't have anything on hand at the moment. I'm going to just leave that in there like that. It's soaked in vinegar. Put a tiny little bit more on, just like literally a drop. and I'm just going to leave it in there and see in about 10-15 minutes if that's made any difference. Okay, I've left it for about 10 minutes, 15 minutes, something like that. That should hopefully have just loosened up a bit of the rust. Now, as you can see, we've got a lot of the surface stuff off. Next thing, an unlikely candidate. This is a nail thing that I bought from a charity shop, and I use it for this sort of thing all the time. All we're doing is reaching into the tight areas that we couldn't reach into normally, and we're going to scrape off all of the rust. As you can see, possibly, 1 second, we're getting a bit more off. And turn it off, get off. Right, now let's do a continuity test again. Because once that's sorted, if there's more problems, we can follow the problems down the line, kind of thing. It's really hard holding this and trying to get it in the camera. Hang on. Okay, now let's have a look. So it is now working. So quite a simple fix, just cleaning off the connections for the battery, and it's done. What I'll do now is I'm going to spray it with a little bit of WD-40 and then put it back together, and that should hopefully stop it rusting again. Actually, I'm going to give the battery a quick clean as well. Same thing again, we're going to use a cotton bud. And you'll see that most surface rust will just disappear with a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of acid. And when I say acid, lemon juice would probably work in this situation. But and the reason we're moving the rust is because it likes to spread. Okay, finally fixed. Good night. Okay, there you go. As I'd first thought, it was somewhere around the battery, you know what I mean? It's always something like that. It's always a loose connection. Sometimes the wires just snap, and that might be from thermal shock, I'm not sure, but I have noticed a lot of times wires have come apart and it's just a little bit of a soldering job. So it's not rocket science when it comes to these sorts of things, and I think a lot of people just throw them away because they're too scared to get a screwdriver out and just have a look. And I just hope that this sort of video will make you go, okay, I'm going to try. Even if you don't succeed, having a try is better than just throwing it away, isn't it? Anyway, I'd like to thank my patrons, and I'd like to thank you for watching. So thank you so much. I'll see you again next week. Bye for now.